Hello and welcome back everybody to another Let's Play or replay done by me called. Sorry, I keep getting that wrong in the beginning. Today's replay is between Sacreyce as Chaos with the Chaos Lord against Hutuhu on the right hand side with the Lord General. I did actually try to pronounce that name several times before the beginning of this match. Anyway, I'm quite interested to see how this works out, simply because Chaos and IG have been going back and forth, and there's been some drama obviously everywhere saying how IG is underpowered and then Chaos says they're overpowered, and so I think at that point everyone says that's pretty balanced. But anyway, right now I'm very interested to see the early game, mid game and the late game plan for both of these players and to see how they manage everything. We do see Sacreyce going for standards CSMs or Chaos Space Marines, and Hub or Boo, we're going to call him Boo for the moment, getting the first Sentinel after Guardian Squad, which is not an entirely bad idea because you're normally able to get that Sentinel as your second unit before you do the first major engagement with your heretics, if they choose to engage, that is. So here we go, we're getting this first little bit on. Actually, Boo is going to go to the far left here and just decap some of these points while going up here and capturing his own. Not a bad idea at all, actually. In fact, very good. Sentinel's quick movement speed can decap a point, can't capture it. Oh, he may be forced off though here. Yes, he is. Alright. And just going to quickly decap this. Oh no, he's moving on and going to do some power harassment. He should have... I think he would have been better placed just quickly decapping this. May have been better, but he's throwing down a defensive multi-las turret inside of the enemy's area. I'm going to be interested to see how that works out, actually. Taking a couple casualties there, obviously. It does look like it's able to fire, but it's just not wanting to fire. Let me just turn the camera around. Yeah, maybe it was some sight issues with that tree right there. Oh well, let me change the camera again so it's back a little bit more normal angle. There we go. Building a second one? What kind of resources is he floating? Sacreyce is plus 284 versus 278. Huh, interesting. I guess they're going to come in useful now, but he really needs to get that Sentinel back in there with Chaos Lord coming from the top. But here we go, Guardsman forced to retreat. And what's going to happen now? I'm not too sure. I mean, both of these turrets are being very useful right now, but it's at what cost to do some damage to these guys? I mean, he's already being forced to retreat once. His other guardsman squad is just going around capping it off. I mean, what this does allow him to do is have one squad a little bit more free and not dedicate quite as much to the front lines. But remember, that same amount of money that he spent on those turrets could be used on a whole other squad. So it's kind of interesting. Although, let's see the resources. Yeah, I mean, he has paid off. Chaos definitely in the lead with power. Although, with this area being taken over... Oh, the Chaos Lord does go down the center. Not quite fast enough for retreat. He may have a good way of simply stopping the resources for his Chaos buddy, which may be a very good plan. And so much attention and firepower being focused here. I would actually like to see the heretics from the Chaos player simply move up here and decap this, or here, or here. Just move away. You know, you're attacking into the strength of the Imperial Guard with two multi-las turrets. He probably wants to come up behind them to see if he can get a nice surround, or just not be able to allow them to fire. And other than that, it's pretty much standard play. Oh, so he is going to come around. He did get a couple of Noise Marines, such useful units in the very beginnings, especially against massive swarm players. Yeah, I'm thinking if these were set back a little bit further maybe and turned this way, knowing that he doesn't want to engage in this area. Quick stomp coming up, obviously. Doing a bit of focus fire, a bit of explosion, but it's not going to do too much. Oh, he does actually pull him back. With the heavy weapon squad coming in from the side, and this being severely damaged, that Sentinel may go down. No, he doesn't. That heavy weapon squad is definitely getting the suppression fire down, and I'm making this multi-las turret so much more useful right about now. It really is. These guys do not have the range, and this thing cannot fire here. It looks like it's trying to jig back and forth, but it will go down. So I mean, that's actually losing 2 turrets this early is kind of bad. That low general needs to retreat. 24 HP, just not thinking it's going to be too useful now. He has managed to repair the Sentinel. Both these squads suppressed, moving to the stomp, and then moved away. Good idea, good idea. Chaos Lord versus Guardsman. We all know who's going to win that one. But all this being said, this little drama with these turrets here has been a nice distraction away from the Chaos player, really allowing Imperial Guard to capture and build up his power supplies. Because if we look now, he has 3 generators to none. So the power situation is more than double in the favor of the Imperial Guard, Boo, and his resources are 100 higher per tick because he decapped this in the early stages. And he has the central one as well, obviously. But I'm thinking that nice little maneuver over there did do some good harassment. He would be forced to retreat here. Heavy weapon squad comes in, suppressing the Noise Marines. Bad positional setup. He should have repositioned them once he knew it. Oh yeah, he's going to retreat all the way. Giving up his forward position, but it's still 2 control nodes or 2 victory points to 0. Moving in the center, decapping this for the blue team. Definitely a good idea. And he's going to expand this and hopefully plonk some stuff on here. Oh, he did actually secure it. Not too sure I agree with that. Because look, he just wasted more resources on securing it and went down really quickly. Because as soon as he lost that entire position, everything would be able to focus down on it. So, maybe not the best idea. Using some quick gen harass down here with the IG, or Imperial Guard. Not going to do too much, so it's basically but oh, quickly gets the flame upgrade, knew what he was doing, excellent. Focus down on the generator. He's moving into it, but he's just not going to do it quite yet. Oh well. I'd really like to see the Chaos player tech up now to tier 2, definitely. Get out a Blood Crusher real quick, like he's floating on 250, 106. Wow, Boo is on 6. It's nearly 700 and 127. He's going to be able to get his tech 2 out pretty quickly. These Noise Marines, they will be able to win the battle, but oh, we do have the heavy weapon squad coming in from the bottom, suppressing these guys. They'll be forced to retreat any second now. Suppressed, and grenade launcher on top of them. Nice, nice. Remember, the grenade launcher is really good against light, weak units. Space Marines, or Chaos, still focus very much, except for their heretics, on large amounts of, small amounts of heavily armored units. So grenade launchers don't have quite the same amount of effect as this. Ooh, should have deployed that sooner, and that's deployed in completely the wrong position, but apparently it won't matter because he's going to run into it anyway. Chaos Slow coming from the bottom. Maybe forced to retreat with these guys, because they're going to get in combat any second now. Sentinel coming in. Remember, a Sentinel can out-micro the Chaos Lord pretty easily. Blue does switch up to tech level 2 right there. Still floating on 700 resource points. I'd really like him to spend some of those. Maybe some Stormtroopers just to get rid of those, resource points. He hasn't used them very much. He hasn't lost that many troops. But, you know, at the moment, I'd say both players are pretty even. Because the sheer brute force of Chaos Space Marines can last a little bit longer than the Guardsmen when they're upgraded. So we're going to see how that turns out later on in the game. Oh, and Chaos definitely doing the right thing, recapping all these points. Now that all this is done and de-engaged, good. He's using the Sentinel to decap this. I would have actually preferred to have seen a Guardsman squad to cap that, send the Sentinel to decap this point, and then move on over here to decap this. I think that would have been a little bit more sensible idea. Sending a heavy weapon squad against the generator is just not useful. Okay, and here we go. Yes, definitely gonna give him good range of fire, drawing them back. Perfect. Gonna suppress both units, all 3 units in fact. Get the Lord General in there, do some AoE with grenades. Yes. And this is a perfect time. Even though those grenades don't do as much damage against those heavily armored units, there's still 3 squads in there. That's still going to do enough damage to justify it. Now remember, there's still the upgrade of the Lord General's grenade launcher. It's a sprint ability, which is extremely useful when you get some squads like the Stormtrooper squads with the melter guns, which are effective against everything, but they have such short range that it takes them a long time to get into position. Chaos brute force moving everything back. The support fire was taken off, and there we go again. Gonna get suppressed for just a second and walk through it, yeah. Now where did that Sentinel go? He is just over here. Interesting. But now that he's in tech level 2, I'm surprised he hasn't upgraded it with the rocket launcher. Just in case there's some early tech coming out, or blood crusher for Scarface, which he really should be having. He should have the resources pretty soon. No, he's just made the transition. While Boo is still floating on some 600 resources, getting out an Ogren squad. Wow, Boo's actually really far ahead. It's 244 versus 273 in the income, and 54 versus 49 in the power. Although, remember, the more units you have in the field, the more upkeep it costs. So always be careful of that. It's 336 versus 401 in the victory point counter, and these Ogrons are just standing there, having a cup of tea out. They're being very British about the whole thing. Noise Marines coming up here, 2 models left, and forcing a retreat on these guys definitely here. Really need something to do with these Ogrons. Suppressive fire, some Havocs in there would be great. Getting the next generator down, did kill one of them by the looks of it. Those Noise Marines probably going to lose one model. Oh yeah, they do. Getting low on health. These Ogrons are very useful at running stuff down when they activate their sprint ability. The Sentinel still not using the maximum effectiveness. He should have been over here decapping this, or an adbit upgrade with something by now. Boo definitely has the resources. He's not straining for anything. So, and even getting that missile launcher upgrade would have been great against these gens down here, which is sending these Ogrons to. These Ogrons are his main frontline infantry. You don't want them tied up with doing gen harass. If we can get a cheaper unit to do that, you want to do that instead. And still, he did use his guardsmen to come up here, trying to cap this. He just decapped this. Why is he wasting time doing this? It's 9 energy. It's nothing compared to victory points. They're floating. Scarface is floating at 80 resources versus Boo's 600, and it's income-wise, it's 218 versus 260, so it has evened out a bit. But I think Boo's suffering from upkeep costs at the moment. Yes, the Ogrons are after you. Here we go, being forced down in the center. Oh, those Ogrons are gonna have to retreat. Oh, and the Lightning Claws upgrade for the Chaos Lord, definitely a good choice. Being able to do massive amounts of damage to anything, pretty much. Upgrading to level 2, Chaos Lord, always useful. The Low General is level 3 and has got the Flak Jacket ability now, which will reduce damage to infantry, which is most of the Imperial Guard, I must say. And here we go. He is being forced to retreat with everything. I'm still very surprised we haven't seen any mech play at all from Scarface. He should be saving up some resources to do that. He really should be. He's lost his Chaos Lord at least twice, and that's cost him dearly so far. Even with a minimum cost of 250, that's still 500 record points. He is getting the Armor of Inferno. It's definitely a reasonable choice for what he's going up against if he wants his Chaos Lord to be a nice front tank with some DPS. Sentinel still not upgraded, very confused, and Boo getting out of Manticore. Yeah, very useful. Manticores will do some damage against Chaos, obviously. Best used in locations, but I want to see how he uses it, because the trick with Manticores is you don't always want to put your first rocket on top of the enemy, because that shows you where to run away from. The first rocket has a flare attached, which shows the enemy player where it's going to land. The rest are going to be set up. Oh, this is going to be amusing. Everything should be suppressed here. Galaxy Burn ability. Oh yeah, knocking them back. Didn't get the Sergeant upgrade and loses it. Look. First hit there, second hit there, third, fourth hit. Wow, about 5 or 6 models going down there. Great bit of work right there. That should have almost capped it at level 2. No. A little bit. Not quite enough. Noise Marines definitely deployed in the right place. Kind of surprised by these guys are back here though. That might be a bug. Being forced to retreat. The Chaos Lord doing a good number on those Ogrons, being able to take a large amount of damage. These guys should have come in. Still no rocket launcher upgrade for the Sentinel. Very confusing. With no additional armor. Boo certainly does have the resources, so I'm kind of confused on that. I did misexpand it. Yeah, he's still floating on some 650 resources, 70 energy. yeah, definitely get a Stormtrooper squad out. Unless he's going to do an early tier 3, tech 3 push. There, look, first rocket here, where the other one's going to go. Fools him, very close to here, and gets one model kill from that. Not bad at all. Grenade launcher being used on all these units. They're all going to take a lot of damage. And killing 2 units if you force to retreat inside of your own base. And he does get a Stormtrooper squad. Perfect, perfect. Heretics, gonna be forced to retreat. Did decap his top point, so it's only 1 versus one for the red team, but it's still 200 points versus 400. So the blue team is still a massive deficit. Hawk runs back up to full health with their leader, and we still don't see anything coming out. I'm interested to see what these stormtroopers will be upgraded with. If he's going to upgrade to hotshot las guns, he's going to need a little bit more frontline infantry and get another heavy weapon squad. Ooh, upgrade mark of Tenzis. Nice. I'm surprised he hasn't got any Catchian Devils, to be honest, but they're just my favorite units in general. Yes, Boo's definitely using the Manticore correctly. He's shooting the first rocket in some place where the other player either can't see it or doesn't think it's in danger, and then the other one's kind of around it. I'm not too sure I agree with what he's doing here. He's kind of just chilling in the center, which is not a bad idea for him, seeing he's going to be able to cap this any moment. But he's still going to have to move forward. Oh, that Chaos Lord is far too forward. Get him back. He needs more health. I don't agree with this at all. I know he can do a lot of damage and take a lot of damage, but still. That's a little bit, and then Sentinel here. It was a bad choice. That's why he forced to retreat with both his CSMs. And he's lost the control point. Stormtrooper squad being upgraded with recon kit so they can hide and sprint. Definitely good ninja cappers at late game. So I'd love them to be able to hide, decap this, move away. It'd be great for using now. I just don't think he has a presence of mind to note that they're even on the field, to be honest. Which can be happen when you're in alt action. It can happen. Although right now they're doing a good job against these heretics. They're essentially really powerful guardsmen. That's the only way I want to put it. Manticore strike here, and then the rockets kind of creep this way with a creeping barrage at the same time. Gonna inflict a good amount of damage to all those units, to be honest. And it's 142 to 400, and Boo is in a commanding lead at the moment. Some good strategical decisions on his side, I have to say. He's done fairly well. The Chaos player has not done that bad at all either, though. Just want to make that clear. They're both doing pretty well at this. In fact, this is a pretty good matchup. Skill level. The only thing I can fault Chaos player for right now is that he has not gotten any tech out. He has not forced Boo to get any AV on the field. So he has not forced any deviation in the army. Although Boo is tech level 2, he really needs to get tech level 3 if he wants to get a tank on the field, and I don't think this game will go to the Baneblade phase. It's just ending too quickly right about now. And with him capturing his last point, and it's going to be a massacre pretty quick. Oh yes, Stormtrooper squad's being used to recon for the Manticore. I think he's going to miss all his strikes though, simply because, yeah, they were used too quickly, and being forced to retreat here. Is he going to get anything? He's floating at some 250 points, not quite enough. Boo's floating on 500, 175. Chaos Player needs some kind of mech on the field. If I can flom anything, it would be early unit utilization of those heretics and just not getting enough mech out right now. You really should have got that out. I do have to congratulate Boo, who's kept the Sentinel alive all this time, which is a great, great feat. But with 2 counts against him, 27 points remaining, I don't see how Chaos is going to come back from this. Using the Sprinter build with the Stormtroopers up here, Chaos is definitely trying to make a good push. And he knows if he can hold it the entire time, he'll win. But, oh, the Sentinel does finally go down. Oh, no. Oh, those CSM squads upgrade are deadly. There's no real cover. I'm not sure why he hasn't run sooner. Oh, using the ability from the Lord General. Flak Jacket. Interesting. And that Chaos Lord will go down. There's no way he won't go down. Moving down here. Another CSM's down here. The Manticore has moved up a little bit, increasing his range, but still Well, to be honest, it's 3 points left. Yeah, this is over. I don't hate to call these I hate to call these things so early on. Well, I say early, it's very near the end of the match. Once he captures this, or just even decaps it, 3 ticks and he's won. And the players are calling GG. Hutuhu goes GG, and Sacreyce goes BG. Apparently bad game for him. Well, he did lose, unfortunately. Hutuhu was going to tech level 3. If you have a quick look around the battlefield, to be honest, there's just not much he could have done. He has upgraded most things. He has some reasonable stuff going on, but to be honest, the Chaos player just did not get any mech out. He really needed that early Blood Crusher in the beginning to really force Boo into more defensive posture without, and then not allowing him to ramp up with all this. So Ogrons are a good counter, but they don't have the same ability. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I shall see you all next time. Bye bye, y'all.